Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing? It is, it's Friday, TGIF. I'm here before I go to work today and I wanted to see what I can get done and I've got 20 minutes. So I might stretch it out to 30 though. So let me see, I was going to show you a couple of things, what I'm working on. So last night I had a little fun time creating something that I wanted to do. And I had two books I was working with. One was a little pop-out book, and one was just an old vintage children's book. So this is what I made. I made this little index card. This is a 4x6 index card. And I fussy cut out these little kids children from a page. I like the colors in this book. That's why I chose it to use, and just see it's an index card. I was just kind of decorating this index card and have these kids on here and some trims. This is like a seam binding and this is Rick Rack. So I thought that came out really cute. I'm calling that one done. So just a matter of cutting and gluing. I was going to sew this on and then I just decided to glue it. So it's 2 layers there. And then this is another index card. I rounded the corners on this one. And I've got some little puffy stickers here. And this is a cutout from, and I think it's super cute. It's like I cut it out of a children's book. And I just like the colors of it. And so, you know, I put a little tag here, which I have something written on, so that's why I'm covering it up. And you might have already seen it when I first held it up here. So it's no big deal, but it's a little kind of birthday card note. And I have a note written on the other side. And then this is the decorated side. So that I worked on last night. And then all of these I cut out of a book that was a pop-up. Every page was a pop-up. So I'm going to, I just wanted to show you that I didn't have anything in particular to do with these, but I wanted to cut them out. I didn't want to keep the rest of the book. So I went ahead and cut them out. They kind of pop up like this. And this was already written in here. I didn't write this, but this was part of the story and everything. So this is a little pop-up flower thing that I cut out. Isn't it cute and pretty? Something to play with, right? And what I wanted to do was take out the parts of the book that I was going to use, excuse me, and get rid of the scraps because I didn't want any scraps sitting around and I didn't want to add anything to my stash. This is September Stash Buster month for me. I'm doing Dear Julie Stash Buster challenge, and so, you know, I guess I could say that was part of it. I just didn't want to add anything to my stash. So this is also from that book right here. I'll show you all the little pop-outs first. And so all of these were pop-outs and I just cut them out as best I could to save them. And so I'm going to be doing something with those. These are balloons. This was a word in the book. Happy birthday. And then I've got some more balloons. And this was a pop-out. Here's a little chicken or a chick with a birthday hat on. And then these little creatures, little bears and things. Aren't they cute? They all have birthday hats on. So it was a birthday themed book. Here's a birthday cake. And it was like this in the book. It kind of popped out. But I took it out of the book, so now it does that. And then this is a birdhouse. I mean, not a bird. This is a cuckoo clock, I guess. So here's a little pendulum down here. And then here's the clock part. And this part is where the cuckoo lives. And it actually opens. And there's a little bird in there. Super cute book, right? Let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, these are just some odds and ends. You don't need to see those. And then some stickers. Those are some stickers. I decorated this envelope from the other book, not the pop-out book, but in a similar fashion as the other index cards that I showed you. Fussy cut out some images from the children's book And I just love the colors. You can see how bright they are. And I put a piece of rickrack on here. And this is just like a 9 by 6 brown envelope. So isn't that cool? So let me put that to the side. I'll show you the vintage children's book. I don't have the other book right here with that the pop-outs were in, but I have this one here. It was just a book I picked up. You can see it even has bright colors on the cover. And you know, I took all the pages out and used those. So, oh, here's another couple of the pieces that pop out. There was a little bow, some flowers. Did I show you those? Yeah, I showed you those already, didn't I? Little flowers. Pretty, right? Okay, so you've seen that. Now here's the envelopes I made out of a couple of the pages from the children's book, the vintage. I just took a whole page and, you know, folded it. I didn't cut, you know, make little flaps on the side or anything. I just folded it up, made my little, you know, envelope. I did cut out, in which you can maybe see it better on this one because it's colored. I cut right here, like I folded it all the way up. And then I cut, because you need something on the sides here, because if you cut your flap, if you don't do it like this, then you'll have empty sides here, and you won't have any decoration or color there. You'll have just your book page from that you're seeing this from the back. So I folded all the way up, cut down on each side and across, and then glued that together on the sides right here. And then you have your flap. You kind of decide in the beginning how big you want your flap, you know. And I wanted it so that this picture would be correct on the front. You know, I didn't want her head cut off or anything. So I just did that. I folded my flap down so I'd have plenty of room over her head. And look, this little girl has a sewing machine. Isn't that cute? So they're making costumes in this little book. So cute. It's a cute story. But, so yeah, I folded my flap over, did that I just showed you, and then cut the corners off right here, and then that's it. I've got a cute little children's book page envelope with all the bright colors, and I did it also on this one. This one had a cute little picture of like a farm, and then the back, it was had more words on it, but that didn't matter to me. It's the back, and this flap adds a nice colorful touch to the text. So I worked on those last night, made those 2 envelopes. And let's see, that's all here's the rest of the pages. I'm going to do something with those right away so I don't add those to my stash, but I've got a bunch. There was a bunch of pages in that book here, and they're all those pretty colors. So I'm going to do some more fussy cutting with that. Let's see. So the other thing I was going to do right now is just some real-time crafting, let's call it. I'm working on I was going to show you my status on my little journals here, and then do some real-time crafting here. Try to add a couple pages this morning because I wanted to do it last night, but I got busy with all of that stuff I just showed you, and I kind of ran out of time. Didn't want to stay up too late because I do have to work today. I did stay up a little late, but not too late. So this little project that I've been kind of showing you, if you've seen my previous videos on this project, it is ending up being 5 journals. So I didn't really have the second traveler's notebook together yet. I said I was planning to make 2 because I had so many pages. So I did get that together. So I'll just show you the covers right now. Like this is the one that I showed you before that I was working with. And this is the new one that I've made in the same exact manner, you know. Inside I've got the fabric also with the pockets here. And then, but this one I zigzag stitched. I wanted to try it to see how it looked. So this one is straight stitched. This one is zigzag stitched. And I've got a little bit different elements on the front here, as you can see. And so I've got all of these together too. I didn't have that together yet last time we talked. So this is this one so far, a little kind of mini. And, you know, lots of pages. And these pages were cut-offs. Okay. Here's the inside of this little mini. Zigzag stitched on this one. Fabric inside and out. Well, not out. Fabric inside. And then I've got the paper here. Zigzag stitched all on, but it's got fabric on the spine to match, you know, the fabric on the inside. And I did all the little ones in a similar manner. Like here's this one. Let's see this. Yeah, this is the front. You can see it's got the fabric inside, and then on the spine. And then this one is actually not cut off. This one is actually the digital kit that I'm working with, shrunk down and printed small. So this is actual pages, whole pages from the kit. And then in here, I've got the fabric on the inside again. And then on the outside, on the spine. So these are coming out super cute. So this morning, what I wanted to do was get a couple of pages added, because I was thinking about what kind of pages I wanted to add last night. And I didn't get time to do it, like I said. So let me move these over. And I called it real-time crafting because I'm just going to add a couple pages without speeding up so you can see kind of my process, because I usually don't do that on camera. So, you know, when you're crafting, sometimes you have to get up and grab things. That's just real, right? That's just how it is. So I've got my... And I'm technically making 5 journals here. I've got my paper cutter. Let me move the little ones over for a second so I can have some room. But what I do, like here's some, I want to add ledger paper to all of these 5 journals. So I'm going to need at least 2 for the traveler's notebooks. So I'm going to see, this is really what I do. So I wanted to show you what I really do, how I really do it. So say I'm taking a page that I've already got in one of my traveler's notebooks to get my measurement, okay? You know, I mean, everybody does it different. So this is my easy process. I use my page that I've already cut for my template. So I've got it on here on the ledger paper. But now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, how do I want to do this? I think I want to make a fold over, you know, fold out. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab 2 pages here and do 2 at one time. Since I have 2 traveler's notebooks. Oh, I did grab both of them. I have 2 traveler's notebooks the same size, so why not do 2, you know, with my paper cutter here. So I'm going to get my template up here with my paper, and I'm deciding to cut I need to trim this a little bit you know, this will be the length. So I'm going to cut this right here where the holes are, and then so I've got it placed where I want to cut. As far as, let me put this over here and I'll show you. Hopefully you can see this. Get it on the line here, just on the top of my template page. I'm going to get, now I've got it in place, and I'm going to keep it there, make sure it doesn't move. It did move a little bit, but it's fine. And then take my template away, because I don't want to cut that, because that's actually a page in my journal, and I don't want to accidentally cut that and mess it up, you know. So there we go. And this is a scrap. So let's see how we did. Move that over for a second. I'm going to go ahead and add these to my journals here, and then we'll make some for the little journals. So this, Let's see, I can use this for a template again. I'm going to keep my pages together so I can do them at the same time. And then I can get where I want to fold it. I'm just thinking, because this is an outside page, I think I'm going to get an inside page, because I cut my pages as I go along, so that when you're making a traveler's notebook like this, and if you've done it before, you'll know that you have to keep making the pages a little smaller, so they end up being small enough this way to fit into your cover, or else they'll be sticking out if they're all the same size. And you can trim it after, but I like to trim it as I'm going along. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to take one from the inside, so this one is more a little narrower this way, so it's not too wide. So let me just take this one here from the inside and measure that one on my fold, so I don't have it too wide, because I'm not going to be able to trim this. Like, I'll have to refold it if it's too wide, because it's going to have a fold out, so I can't just trim off the edges, you know what I mean? So let's go ahead and see where our fold is. It's about right there. I'm just making a little fold right at the top, so I know where I need to fold. And I'm going to put this back in my journal where I took it out right now, so I don't forget. Because I've kind of got them in place, the pages at this point. I've kind of got them in where I want them to be in, you know, permanently. Not that I can't change them around, but you know what I mean. I've kind of been putting them at this point where I want them to be, as I've been adding other pages besides the digital pages. So that's our first fold, and then this will be our, make a little mark here where I fold it into the page, this first part here. So you've got your measurement for that, so then you just fold that over. And you've got your fold out, and you've got it twice because I did two pages together. So there I have a new page, pretty ledger paper, and let me see where I want to put it. So I've added in this one some of this masking paper here. I've just been thinking about pages I wanted to go with this, the colors in here, and kind of like fall, things like that. So I've got digital pages, I've got the masking. This is the brown masking. I think I've got a couple pages of that in here so far. Right, here's another one. I love the crinkly sound on that. And then I've got another green masking here, kind of the khaki green. So let's go a couple more digitals over, and then we'll put our ledger right here. See how it's fitting. It looks like it's going to fit nice right there. It's sticking out a little bit. Can you see that? So I'm going to have to fold that. That's the fold. Now, you don't have to worry about refolding it because it's fine. Number one, it's a junk journal. Number two, I've never had a problem refolding. See, you can't really even see where you folded it at first. I can't anyway. So I refolded that. Let's see how we did on that. See, now it's not sticking out. So it was just that fold. And if I had to, I could go back and cut and refold the whole thing, but it looks like it's going to be okay. It's just sticking out because it's not sewn in and everything's not staying in there tight, but you can see it when I get it sewn in, it's going to be good. If I'm worried about it, I would go back and cut it before I sew it, but it looks like it's going to be good. And then this one, we'll try it, but I think I'll probably have to refold that too. But so yeah, I've got the same type of pages in here. So let's see. Let's go in and see where we want to add this one. This one I've got 2 green, so I must maybe put 1 brown and maybe I put 2 brown and 2 green in this one. I don't know, but now we're adding another page. Let's see. So this is. Let's see. I went past the middle here, so that's what it is. Here's the middle. Yeah, let's go back. We can add it right here. So this one's okay. I don't have to refold this one. For some reason, you would think I'd have to fold both of them, right? Let's see it from the back. Looks like it's going to be all right. Okay, let's see if we can get some for the little one. So I'm going to tear off another page here and do the same type of measuring for my little ones. I'm going to do the biggest little one first, the biggest mini. And let's see, I added the same pages on the minis as far as the, let's see, as far as the masking paper and stuff like that. So this, I'm going to measure the height like this. I'm just going to start at the bottom and not cut off any scraps yet because I need enough for the 3 minis. And I can do the same thing, maybe, we'll see. I'm going to see if I can make a fold out here too for the minis. So let's just cut straight across. Got our height on this one. And then I'm going to put it on the edge here for this page. Make my first, let's see, let me put it over a little bit and make a room for our fold out, and then, you know, line it up straight. You've got these lines on the ledger paper, so that's kind of nice to help line it up straight here and make my fold where the page is going to fold in the middle of the book. So got that, and then let me go ahead and cut it here. So I need to go like this. I've got it in my fold. I'm going to cut right here. See, all my 3 minis are different sizes. So I have to do 1 page at a time. If you want to make it easier for yourself, make them all the same size. But I was just making those from different things that I printed out. The covers actually is what determined the size on those. I had printed those out in different sizes, so that's how I ended up with those different sizes on the 2 tiny ones. And then the other one, this one I'm working on right now, is where I printed out the kit in a smaller size. Okay, so I've got that. My middle fold. So now I'm going to get get everything lined up here and make my other little fold out. And again, these lines are helping with the ledger paper. And that's cool when your page has lines on it. That helps you. Helps you get your fold right so you can keep everything straight. Okay, so this page is ready to add. Let's see, where did I have it now? It doesn't really matter, I can stick it anywhere, but let's go from the middle, because I think I lost my place. I've got digital. Let's put the ledger right here. And then digital. Let's see, what color is this one? Let's put this one right here. Okay, does it fit? Got a lot of pages in this little guy, so gotta be careful. So it looks like he fits in there perfectly. So let's do the two little ones, the teeny tiny ones. Let me see what time we have here. Yeah, I've got
this.
Oops, sorry.
To this, and there'll be
I was watching a YouTube video and I have my little computer over there, and that has a clock on it. So let's see, I've got this piece I could use. Let's see if it's two. This would actually be perfect for this little one. So this one won't have a fold out, but in order to go ahead and use a piece here that could be a scrap, and you know, so I don't have it, so it doesn't have to be a scrap, I'll go ahead and use it right now in this little journal so that we do not have to have a scrap. So I won't have a fold out on this one. But these two little mini ones are probably going to be just additional journals that I put in my bigger journals. And this one that is a whole, you know, that we just did, that's a whole, you know, I printed it out whole. That's probably going to be a separate journal. So I'll actually have 3 journals. And then the other 2 will be part of the Traveler's Notebook package. So let's see. Unless someone wants them, unless someone tells me before I was careful not to cut the bottom of that. So see how tiny the pages are. If you hear something, my husband's coming down the stairs and just talking to our light out there in the house. We have a light that's hooked up to Alexa. One light in our house that's hooked up to our Alexa in our living room. So when he comes down in the morning, he always tells Alexa to turn off the light very loudly for some reason. He's like announces it to the world. Alexa. Yeah, I know, strange. Okay, so we've got that one. It's so cute, right? That took a lot longer than I thought. You know, I mean, these journals do take longer than you think. If you've never made one, they take longer than you think, but they're so much fun. I don't care how long it takes, you know? Okay, I'm going to put the ledger right there. And let's actually put this page back right here too. So, got ledger in that one. Looks like she fits well. And I've got one more to do here, and I'm going to have to call it a morning and go get ready for work after this page, because I'm actually pushing past my 20 minutes now. I'm probably about at 30 minutes. So let's take a page out of here and get our measurement for the top. Line it up. He's got the TV on out there too, if you hear the TV. I have my door closed, but don't know how loud he's going to get out there. Real-time crafting, like I said. Okay, so got that one. Get her done here. Sorry, that's a North Carolina thing, right? Or whatever. I don't usually talk like that. I don't know why I said that. Very strange. Sometimes what you say on camera, you just like look back and I'm like, why did I say that word? That is not what I wanted to say. You know what I mean? If you do YouTube videos, you know what I mean? You're like, I said the wrong word and I didn't even know it. How did I do that? Because you're sitting there and you're thinking, but I guess it's just because you're on camera and even though you're thinking, you kind of just sometimes say the wrong word. So it is what it is, right? Okay, we've got another page here. And I didn't make a fold out, did I? See, I'm just blabbing and I didn't. I was trying to talk about thinking and I wasn't thinking about what I was doing. Okay, so that it's a fine note. I'll put it in here. This is one of the ones that's not, that's going with the traveler's notebook, so I can do whatever I want. I want to make the, these are just, add-ons. So the other one I want to make sure I make exactly right because it is an actual little journal, and I want them all to be really nice. As you can see, I go through kind of painstaking measures here to get it just right and super cute. So since I have this one that I cut to the size of this one, I'm going to go ahead and make one more page that is a fold out. So I'm going to use the one I just made as my little measurement. And let's see how we can do this without making any scraps. Because if you're new to my channel, I did a whole week of using up my scraps when I was in Florida at my mom's house, my parents' house. And I don't want to, I have some scraps. I must confess I have a few scraps, but I have plans for them. I'm just going to, what I want to do with the scraps I have right now, I think is make some collage on some more envelopes, because those are so pretty. So, that's what I want to do. And so I do have plans for my few scraps I have accumulated, but if I cannot accumulate scraps, that's my goal at the moment. So there we go. We have a double fold out on this one in order not to make any scraps. So this was in here. Put it back. Let's find a spot for this one. We've got crap. Let's see now. We can put it right here. So, yeah, this is, okay, so this one is not the full size mini. This is the full size mini. This is a mini that's going with the Traveler's Notebook. Just to keep it straight, you can see that fit in there. All the pages are in there nicely. So this morning we added one page to each of these 5 journals, except for this one we added 2 in 30 minutes. And if I wasn't on camera, it probably would have gone a little faster because, I might have been able to go faster without talking and things and talking to YouTube and y'all out there. But I wanted just to kind of share my process. I'm going to add, what's my next? Coffee dyed lined paper and some of this. I'll show you, which I have shown you before. But the colors go so well with fall. And I'll show you this is my Rit dye paper. I don't know if this is all of it, but this is the stack I have right here. So this is my Rit dye paper. It's burgundy Rit dye that I was dyeing a dress with, and I had leftover dye. So this is what I've been doing with it. I dyed that. That's composition book paper. I dyed some book pages. I was kind of experimenting to see how they came out. And they're pretty, of course. Reader's Digest pages, I believe these are. So that's some of those. That's what these are from. These are from another book. These are end pages, I think, because you can see they were sewn in right here. You can see the holes. I left the holes at the moment for rusticness. And then here's some. This is from a mini composition book. I dyed all of that whole, kind of a whole mini composition book in the Rit dye. Isn't that pretty? Look at the shading on this one. Pretty, right? And then here is the composition book pages. Here's the edges. I think these are so pretty. The folded edge. And then here's the other side. So, yeah. I thought this would be so perfect, of course, because, the cover's even burgundy on these books. So, some of this is going in. And then some coffee dyed lined pages because I want to have plenty of room for writing in my journals. And there's a lot of decorated with the digital kit. There's a lot of decorated pages, even though the back side on a lot of those are coffee dyed or avocado dyed. That's avocado dyed. So that's it for this morning. I'm going to let you go. I hope you all have an awesome Friday. I plan on it, so hopefully it will go my way. And I'm debating on whether to do I'm hoping to do some lunchtime crafting, so I might be back with you at lunchtime today. So if I am, I will see you then, and have a great day, and happy crafting.